Leo likes Thomas the Tank Engine, CBeebies and Fireman Sam. I like SpongeBob SquarePants, Harry Potter, and Boomerang, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel and Nicktoons.
When you're looking for the right family for them, the biggest decision to some extent has already been made. You know, the evidence has gone before a judge and the judge has decided that a child's plan needs to be adoption. But you're making probably the key decision that is going to map out the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Hiya.
For the last 2.5 years, Lauren and Liam have lived in foster care with Chris, his wife Debbie, and their daughter Rosie.
Right, see you later. The reason why we like this place is because we tend to just sit down and let them do their own thing. And I can spend some time with Rosie and we do a bit of surfing and stuff, and then we have something to eat. You want sausage on? Well, if I got one sausage on toast, you could have half each. When she first came, she would only eat ham butties and beans on toast, and I don't think she'd had much else apart from that. So even like chocolates and things like that, she wouldn't try at the beginning, and she could only eat with a spoon. She'd never had a knife and fork before. That was strange. Liam, on the other hand, was, I think they called him a frozen baby. He didn't move, he didn't say anything, he didn't smile, and he would projectile vomit 2 or 3 times a day for the first 3 or 4 months that we had him. He'll eat absolutely anything now. All right then. On your marks. Get set.
Fastest one.
Go.
The search for a new family for Lauren and Liam is already behind schedule.
I think the difficulty we've got with Lauren and Liam is at Lauren's age. I think she's holding Liam back from being adopted, but they're not going to be separated at all. The thing with Lauren is she's the same age as my little girl, and when I go over, she sits on my knee. And she hugs me the same way my little girl does. And when I went round last week, she said, "Can you not just adopt me?" And I said, "No, because then I won't be able to find families for all the other children who need adopting."
It's just a shame because she knows that she's not the same as anybody else. Her future isn't set like most people's, and that's what her concern is at the moment, is where she's going, who with, why and how long for. So I don't really know how she's dealing with that. It must be so difficult.
New government targets are putting extra pressure on adoption teams to find permanent homes for children as quickly as possible.
That's it.
This event is about the difficult to place children. So, I mean, I've got a little baby that I wouldn't bring to this event because I know that I can place that one. And if you could only just scan and see how many there are here now, there is just so many children that are classified as difficult to place. It's quite overwhelming, really.
Should we move it that way?
You could do it coming that way, couldn't it?
Please don't think of it as advertising and selling children. It's not. It's about promoting children in a way that we can find the right family for them.
Right, Lauren.
The new timescales mean that for Lauren and Liam, the exchange day could be the last opportunity for Annette to find them adopters.
We had a review a couple of weeks ago, and it was decided if there's no families been identified by December the 15th, then their plan's going to be long-term foster care, which is really, really sad, because Lauren has said all she wants is a mum who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke and doesn't take drugs. And in this day and age, I don't think it's a lot to ask, is it? Poor kid. So yeah, the pressure's on with these, and I feel very responsible.
What's the difference between an adopter and a foster carer?
Well, a foster carer, a long-term foster carer, you can't sit on the knees and call them mums and dads. But as adoption family, you can call mum, dad and anything you want.
And what do you want?
Adoption!
So how'd it go?
Not great for Lauren and Liam, unfortunately. When adopters have approached and we've told them Lauren's age, it's put them off. Even though, in my opinion, it's a ready-made family, you can see we've got lots of profiles left for them. Nobody's taken one. And if there are any expressions of interest, we put it into the folder, and their folder's empty. And I've tried selling them as much as I can to all the adopters who've come over, but they want younger children, unfortunately. It's, yeah, really disappointed, really disappointed.
Flatten it down a little.
What was the adoption exchange day like for people?
It was kind of hit and miss, weren't it?
Yeah, there was like waves of being really busy and
Yeah.
waves of not so much really.
Getting really desperate for Liam and Lauren now before they change the plan.
The fundamental problem is that we haven't got enough adopters. To some extent, adopters have a range of children to choose from, and some can look for either younger children or more straightforward children or less complicated children effectively.
I'm going off to meet a new little boy that's just been allocated to me. His name's Tommy. Although I've read about him, I don't know that much about him yet. I'm going to meet the foster carers for the first time.
Do you want me to help you? Shall Mummy help?
Tommy is one of 75,000 children a year who go to live with foster carers. He's been living with Jean and Brian and their adopted daughter Becky since he was 3 days old.
One at a time. No, no, no.
He's now almost 2. Jackie needs to update his file before she can present it to potential adopters.
Is this little boy hard to place?
From what I've heard, there's been issues around whether or not this little one is got fetal alcohol syndrome. There was a considerable amount of alcohol drunk during pregnancy. He might not have any issues, but it could be that, 2 or 3 years' time when he's in school, he might be slower at learning. So when adopters read about a child and fetal alcohol syndrome is mentioned, it kind of makes a lot of people go, maybe not. Jean.
Yes. And this is Tommy,
Hi,
isn't it?
Tommy. Hello.
Daddy's telling him today.
What does he call you?
Mama.
Mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He chose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brian's Dad. Dad.
Have you got some recent photographs of him?
Yeah.
Because the one on here is baby.
He just asked us to take this baby.
He's tiny.
He said he may have problems with fetal alcohol or something. Is that him?
Yeah.
But he was a little weakling when he was a baby. But now he's lovely, healthy little boy.
So why have they thought about fetal alcohol? What was it? Because just shape
When
of the
he was
eyes.
little, he wasn't growing.
Yeah.
Overcautious, I think.
And then, of course, Mum.
Yeah, with the alcohol.
Yeah. They keep saying, well, it can come out in later time. Well, it might do. But, anything can come out in later time. If you go wait to see if something's going to happen, well, you'd never do anything, would you? More? Please. Yes, please.
Oh, good boy.
He does. He says, yes, please, don't you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who's that? So how would you describe him, his personality? Is he a happy child?
Oh, very happy.
He's a happy soul, yeah. Okay. You're cheeky, you are.
Come on.
He is so adoptable. You say bye.
Say bye-bye.
See you soon. You've got the idea of what this child needs, what their problems might be, so you need to start searching then for the family.
Well, they need to be youngish, a lot younger than me for a start. And love him. They don't need to be rich as long as they love him.
Hey, not like that.
Come on.
And they must know, which is vital, whether he is loved.
Get up. You got to be filthy.
He knows it here.
Had a little girl ask me, could I not just go and knock on some doors, please? And your heart just melts.
Jump. Ooh.
When you've I've not found somebody yet. And it's, well, does nobody want me?
Oh, Daddy's hand.
But there's lots and lots of children that need adopters, and there isn't an awful lot of people who will adopt.
This is a bag of profiles and bits and bats from the adoption exchange day. So I'm going to have one more look through it and just check that I've not missed anything in terms of any adopters being approved for children up to the age of 8. So I'm only looking for Lauren and Liam at the moment. These want one child up to the age of 2. These want siblings, but only up to the age of 5. 2 children under 3.5. 1 child or a sibling group, 0 to 6. And she doesn't feel able to consider learning difficulties, challenging behaviour, sexual abuse, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, AIDS or HIV. No. No. There's times when you can't do anything and you have to just accept it. But knowing that I've tried as hard as I can helps me sleep at night. We've still time yet. Keep our fingers crossed.
Jackie has recently taken over the search for a family for Tommy. Delays in the court process and concerns that he may suffer from fetal alcohol syndrome mean it's been difficult to find adopters, and he's been living in foster care for nearly 2 years. But now there's been a breakthrough.
So the news for this little one is that we've identified a potential family, been out to meet with them.
Are you excited about that outcome?
Oh, it's brilliant, because it's what it's all about. It's finding the children families. And when you've had concerns as to whether you would find a family because of the history with the child, or more usually because of the history of the birth parents, to find the match, that's brilliant.
Tommy's foster carers, Jean and Brian, have had a brief meeting with the potential adopters.
They gave us a book. Where is it?
It's Tommy had it.
Gave us a book, Mommy, Mama and me. It's just different little stories we can tell him.
They're a same-sex couple. I just wanted to throw that in.
Brian wanted him to have a dad.
Well, of course, yeah.
Because he loves Brian. So when they said they picked 2 women, well, just wanted him to have a dad. But no, they're very nice.
I was half expecting this butch image. No,
they're not. They're very nice people. Yeah. Get down.
I still have reservations, but I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't have 2 heads or anything like that.
1, 2, 3. Way!
The decision about the match isn't just down to me.
Who are you going to?
We have panels and the agency decision maker, but they can't make that decision until I've made my decision. It's a huge, huge responsibility.
Don't it? No.
Am I choosing the right family for the right child and the right reasons?
Now what's all this about? Naughty.
Stop it.
No. No.
Don't do that.
Keeps you awake at night. Literally.
You've got one of them.
And we've got one that
one. I know, but I didn't think you had that one.
Yeah.
The couple Jackie's proposing to adopt Tommy is Caroline and Michelle.
The matching panel will be in this room.
The match cannot go ahead without the recommendation of an independent panel. Today they're preparing the case they'll present.
Can you just summarise for me, Jackie, why you feel this match is a good match?
Both Michelle and Caroline have different qualities that they will bring for Tommy. Sporty, activity, go out and do, home-based. So he's got both sets of identity in that.
It was always something that we wanted to do once we got married. It was mainly, I think, because obviously being in a same-sex relationship, you can't just go out and have a baby, you know.
But I think probably for me the biggest thing was to find people who would be prepared to take on a child where there was uncertainty about his future development.
There was nothing reading Tommy's profile that put us off.
If you're having a child yourself, you don't know what certainty there's going to be.
I don't think there's a certainty with any
child
It really didn't.
So
didn't faze us. When we read about Tommy, we both really connected.
Is there anything else that we need to consider in terms of the match? So I'm assuming that we're all happy to take this forward to panel and present it as a match.
Absolutely, yes.
Marvellous. So, how ready are you for this?
Very, yeah. Excited, nervous.
All in one, really.
For our younger children who have the chance to form a new attachment, not to have a life of social work involvement and people coming round. Have a look at your bedroom, please. Have you been to the dentist? Have you been to the doctors? Let's have a look at what you're doing at school. Let's do all these things. That's things that parents should be doing, not social workers coming into. So adoption gives children the chance to have a normal life.
Oh, all I want to do is be in bed.
Exchange Day didn't turn up anyone interested in adopting Lauren and Liam.
Oh, Dad, please, eat my yogurt. Give me my... Hey, I need yours.
One man said, "Oh, can I just ask one question? They're not ginger, are they?" And I said, "They're not, no, but would it make a difference?" But if you're making a lifelong commitment to a child who you didn't give birth to, I suppose you can be a bit choosy. Would I be? Well, probably, yeah. If I'm honest.
Have you finished your yogurt? Yeah, one more.
The longer you look, the older they get. The older children get, the less adoptable they are. You don't want them to feel for 2-3 years that nobody wants them.
With their short-term foster placement set to end, part of Annette's job is to prepare the children for wherever they may go next.
He's adorable. He really is. So, start at the
Some
top.
children live with 2 parents.
What's this
Some
one?
children...
Oh dear. That's the council's books for you. I don't think that should have happened.
I thought that was part of it.
No, what?
I thought something was weird.
Let's have a look. There you go.
Some children are adopted.
Yeah? Okay, what's this one?
Some children are in foster care.
No, some children are fostered.
Fostered.
So who's fostered in this house?
Me and Liam.
Yay, good girl.
Some children live in care homes.
And what kind of
Or a
family might
family
you live in the future?
You
Yeah.
could have 2 dads or 2 mums.
Or a mum and a dad.
Or a mum and a
Or
dad.
a mum on her own.
Or a dad and
Or a dad on his own.
Yeah.
And what are the 2 things that we said? It's either going to be foster care or
Adoption.
Adoption. Good girl.
If you go by the statistics, after sort of 3 or 4, it's very rare that children get adopted.
What else did we talk about? We talked about what adoption is and what long-term foster care is, didn't we? And we said they're both fab, didn't we? Because they're both forever.
I suppose from a baby you can mould them and they won't have much, they won't remember much of the previous life, etc. So I suppose that's a bonus.
Do you think you understand it though?
Yeah. Oh, I love purple.
With the likes of Lauren, she's always going to remember her birth mother and the situation that she was in for those first 4 or 5 years. And that could have a bearing on her as she grows up.
So what do you think I'm doing at work, Lauren?
Looking on websites to see who wants me. And Liam.
Oh, kind of. I look on websites to see what adopters there are and what foster carers there are.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So, Lauren, what am I looking for you?
I'm going to do that one.
All right. What am I looking for you?
Adoption!
Or
Family.
who want
Me and Liam.
and Liam. I think you listened to everything I said last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
My little
I'm a good
superstar.
listener.
You are. And do you know what Annette's good at?
Yeah.
Finding families that children can live with forever.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do for you?
Find a family that I can live with forever.
A super family for a super girl and a super boy.
Annoying boy sometimes.
Today, the independent panel will decide whether to recommend that Caroline and Michelle become Tommy's new parents. They've had to make a book of photos of themselves that can be given to Tommy if they are approved.
We feel like we know him. We can actually imagine him now playing with our niece and in the family. We went to a family party at weekend. I can just imagine him with nephew and running about. And
You can imagine his little voice as well.
We can imagine him there now, can't we?
I expect that they will ask me why I chose this particular couple opposed to others. These are the strengths of the adopters. These are the vulnerabilities, because everyone has vulnerabilities. This couple have never parented before.
Initially, we did.
I have an idea.
We had quite we had 2 to 5 year old, didn't we? But then we'd kind of changed a little bit more to a 2, just to get used to us before into school and nursery.
I think social workers will get to know you that much that, you know, they can find the perfect child for you, really.
Yeah. Do you want to come through? Yes. Who's in the book? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But nobody's allowed to see it.
I know.
Yeah. You know the rules. Yeah. It's explained the rules. It's explained everything.
You hear people, you know, saying, oh, you're playing God. But I suppose what I do kind of have as always my baseline is, would I have entrusted these people to look after my children? And if the answer to that's no, then it's not good enough for the child that I'm looking for. Very good. You did really well. Yes, brilliantly.
We didn't think it was for us, and we would have.
I think that's what came out loud and clear.
It's like, even though we've not met him, it's
We
like,
feel like
we love him already.
Hello.
Back.
You're back.
This is the moment where they have to work out who I give the book to, isn't it?
Yep. So if the book goes back to you,
Hello, yeah.
it's a problem.
We
If it goes to me,
on that side, so are we? Excellent.
That was a unanimous recommendation from the panel, so we're delighted to do
Yay!
that. And to thank you for your commitment and your hard work.
Yeah.
And wish you all
Did they like the book?
beautiful.
Because the book's come to me, that means that I can now take the book to Tommy. So I'll go through this now with him to show him new mummies and his bedroom and his garden and the park and all the things that are in the book. Hopefully then when he gets to meet them on Tuesday, they're familiar faces to him. And then when he goes to the house the following week, he'll recognise the bedroom and things. It should now gradually, slowly build and build and build for him.
Tommy, do you want to look at your boot with Jackie?
Welcome to your home, and it says Tommy. It's for Tommy. Should we open it up and have a look inside? Are you ready? Oh, who's that?
That's your mummy.
It's the 2 mummies. Oh. Who's this?
That's fine.
Is it for, who's going to sleep in that bed? Is it Tommy's bed?
Yes.
Yes. We'll give it to Jean.
Thank you.
There you go, Jean.
Mummy.
You have mum yet? And tell off. Yet.
The name needs to change. I'm sorry, folks, but these people are...
It'll change when it
He'll
goes.
do it himself, Jackie. We've gone through
But
all
it's
this
still here.
before.
As long as it's here, with Mum and Dad.
Take my honest, take my word for it. We've done all this before and it's never been a problem.
Jean and Brian have been foster carers ever since their own children grew up.
Some have only come for a day or what have you, but it must be near an 100 mark, I think, now. And being honest, there's some you gladly wave off. A spoon and fork to him.
Okay.
Got one special one. We fostered Rebecca. She had some problems and we had to train her to look after her. And we ended up adopting her. Best thing we ever did. The plane's coming.
Open wide.
Open wide, come on.
And they all end up special, that's trouble. And then when they're leaving and you think, why have I put myself through this? And then you do it again. Because there's somebody else needs you. And they love. I wonder sometimes how the others are. First one that was ever adopted come, we hear from her occasionally. But it'd be if to know how they're all going on. What, love?
There is one thing that particularly annoys us. When people keep telling us they're too sensitive to do this job.
We had it the other day, didn't we? I couldn't do
They're
it,
so
I'm too
wonderful and sensitive that they couldn't possibly do the job. That's what was that make me.
2 or 3. And then, obviously, you want
Why are you cutting out?
Because they're not approved up to 7-year-old, so there's no point in even looking at them for these.
Yeah.
With a deadline rapidly approaching for Annette to find Lauren and Liam an adopted family, the fostering team have had to begin the search for a long-term foster family.
Lauren and Liam, they're 7 and 3. They were looking for adoption, but they've decided not to follow that. Well, they can't find anyone for both of them. There has been a discussion about whether to split them, but they've got a good, close relationship, so they're staying together. And again, we're going to need 2 bedrooms with those, so it's part of the group we've got up there. This is probably about our average. In fact, I've got 2 boards and there's a similar number on that board as well. So at the moment we must have about 20 children that we're actually looking at moving placements to a more permanent one. Well, to a permanent one really.
Hi Diane, it's Kim from the fostering team. We've currently got 3 sets of siblings who require replacement. We've got a 4 and a 6-year-old, a 2 and a 5-year-old and a 3 and a 7-year-old at present. I'm wondering if you'd like to have a bit of a conversation about all 3 sets of siblings.
No. No. That's my lot, and that's from the new search. In a week we'll know one way or another whether we're going to be leaning on the adoption plan more or leaning on the long-term foster placement plan more. At the moment I don't know which way it's going to go, but I know what I'm hoping for. I'm not going to take this home tonight because every time I open my bag it'll just weigh on my mind. Some nights you need to not think about it. And I've done really well and only had 1 cigarette today, and now I want another one. I promised my son I wouldn't smoke today. He's going to know I'm lying now.
There will come a time where we say, are we at the end of the search really? You know, have we had any interest?
I'd like more work to be done with adopters to help them understand that babies aren't the be-all and end-all. There's young children like these 2 that are desperate. They're actually asking for parents, and they've not really got any behavioural problems. But it's hard because as I hear myself saying this, I think, well, if I feel that way, why don't I adopt them?
Social workers who've been family finding for children will eventually, you know, conclude that adoption isn't appropriate anymore. It will do more damage to that child to keep pursuing that as the plan.
I need to start reinforcing that message now that long-term foster care is a more likely option and it's just as good as an adoptive placement. I think she sees that anyway, but it worries me what she said the other week when I said, what do you think long-term foster care is? And she said, when adopters don't want me. That really upset me actually. Okay, in I go. It's not looking that promising for adopters. I'm still not giving up hope completely. You just never know what's meant to be, and if somebody sees that profile land on the desk, they might just think they're perfect, you know. Hello. So I was just giving an update to Deb and Chris that I've been, what do you think I've been doing when I've been at work? So what have I been...
Adoption.
Yeah, or
foster care.
Foster carer.
Yeah. She's really, really desperate to settle down somewhere and call it her own home. Do you know what I mean? I know she'd love to stay here with us, like, and if things had been different, maybe that would have been an option.
What's her understanding of why she can't stay here?
Well, we've told her it's a number of reasons, not because we don't love her or anything like that. It's just we're short term and it's time to move on.
Yeah.
And you can stay with your next foster carers till you're 18 with
forever.
Liam.
Yeah.
But also, we haven't got the space because you're growing up and you need 2 separate
absolutely.
bedrooms.
That she's probably more
Do you know
likely
what I mean?
to understand
Try
than short term and long term.
Yeah.
Just playing devil's advocate here when you just said it's not because we don't love you, blah blah blah. She'll have already heard that from Mum. That's just going to reinforce the kind of rejection in her mind, which is why I'm worried how she's going to interpret if I can't find adopters. Is that going to be another rejection? So is that double whammy, triple whammy? I need her to understand that long-term care is a really good option.
Lauren yearns for, you know, a mum. somebody to be able to call mum and somebody to, you know, to know who's going to be there, somebody continuous for the rest of their life.
What else can you think of, what you'd like a mum and dad to be like for you?
I can't think of anything worse than not having a family. And to have them taken away from you, what does it leave you? It doesn't leave you anything, really, does it?
Yeah, so mums and dads, I want you to read them all out now, because you're a super reader.
Make me feel better when I'm sad.
Yeah?
Look after me when I'm poorly.
Good girl.
Help me with school. Cuddles.
So these are all things that we'd like for a mummy and daddy for you, aren't they? But also, if you went to a long-term foster carer, you listening? So all these different things, Lauren, that you've just read out, foster carers do them as well.
Do they?
Yeah.
I would not like to be in Lauren's situation, but she's such a resilient child, and I think most of these children are, because they're brought up very harshly. They've got to be resilient, and it, you know, it just plucks at your heartstrings. It does.
We'll try to keep this as quick as we can because, you know, we've got one thing in mind and he's about this big.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yes.
Today, Caroline and Michelle are going to be introduced to Tommy for the first time. If all goes well, by the end of the week, he'll be moving to their house for good.
So it's been Jackie's responsibility to make sure that Tommy's got the information he needs. What information did you pass on for him?
A beautiful book. The problem is he's still only 2 years old, so he hasn't really got a concept of what's happening at all.
No, as I say, he knows he's going, but he thinks we're all going with him.
Yeah.
During the visit, Caroline and Michelle will be given the opportunity to start the bonding process with Tommy, and Caroline and Michelle...
Following that meeting, they'd go and meet the children with the foster carers, and that would probably be just for a couple of hours, not to overwhelm the children.
This is the nicest day when they come and see him for the first time. And it's not about us or anybody else, is it? It's just about Tommy. Getting a family and settling down.
But it's usually quite an exciting day. Quite exhausting as well for the adopters and the foster carers.
2 mummies are coming in a bit, yeah?
Because there's a lot of build-up to that first day.
No, 2 mummies are coming, see, this way. See, they're coming in a car in a minute.
They've been to this very official meeting to start the day off.
Go on, we'll go and wait for them at front. Go and wait.
And that's almost their permission. You can go and meet your children now.
No? See, let's stand on that chair and watch for Jackie coming. Oh, Tommy, you're being silly. See, mummies are coming soon. Let them see you're a good boy. Come on, mummy's coming. Mummies are coming. Yeah. 2 mummies? 2 mummies, yeah. Okay. They're down there, Jackie's car and his car. Their car, I mean. Be sharp! Be sharp! Get in here! Quickly! Quickly! Now, who's here? Who's here?
Is it 2 mummies?
Oh, you're not shy. Welcome to Mum. No, whatever. Come on. We'll get there, won't we? Hey, listen. Mummies have come to say hello to you. You've not shown them your eye yet.
Sure, that's all right.
Not shown them your eye yet, have you? Go and show them. Go and show them your eye. Who are they? Who's them on that photograph? Who's them on them? Eh? 2 mummies. It's hard. It's hard for us, and it must be hard for them. Sit down, and Mummy will show you that boot. Go on. Sit in the middle there, and they'll have a look. Go on. They must feel like they're in a goldfish bowl.
That Fireman Sam? Where's Fireman Sam?
Where's Fireman Sam in there? Go and have a look. Go and have a look. Oh, whose bedroom's that? Tommy's, isn't it? And who's on your covers? Fireman Sam.
It's going very slowly.
Yes, we just leave them to it, really. But it must be awful.
Come on then, let's go and find Tommy some toys and show Mummy some toys.
Thank you. Give it to me, that.
What toys should we find for Tommy to show Mummy?
What? Turn to show Mummy. Oh. You're going to show us what to do? Want me to do it?
Yeah.
You see?
things coming round. It's too much to expect them just to suddenly run into people's arms and things. And so over the couple of days, it'll just build up. Next time I see them, it will just be like he's always been with them.
You can't imagine meeting him for the first time and being in somebody else's home. That is a bit daunting.
It's nerve-wracking, but it's also the best day of your life.
Yeah, it's emotional, very emotional.
Yeah.
It's just that feeling of...
Yeah, and it's that feeling of like, is he going to like us?
You ready?
You ready?
Steady. You two look at me, mums.
Yay! Yay!
The deadline given to Annette to find any adopters willing to take on Lauren and Liam has now passed.
Yesterday, I should have had a case management discussion about changing the plan for Lauren and Liam, but unfortunately, Paul was out. Came in today and one of the other social workers said you need to go and see Anne. She'd been in looking for an older sibling group, told her all about the children. She's taking the profile out tonight. And I said to her, this is literally the last chance because I've stopped searching now and I'm due to go out tomorrow and see a long-term foster carer. I'm building my hopes up now, aren't I? We'll see. We'll see. You've got to be hopeful in this job. What else have you got? You deal with the disappointment and then you just get on with it. But when there's some hope, you've got to jump at it. So yes, very excited.
Who's bathing you tonight? Me? Yeah. And Mummy? Yeah.
After 5 days of getting to know his new mummies,
Yes.
Tommy is on his way to their house for the first time.
He's been on the park, he's been to the farm, been everywhere, hasn't he? Yeah. He's been great with them, haven't you? He won't.
I can't tell you the number of times that people have said, oh, they're too short, those introductions.
You hold him on his hand, it's very...
He'll take much longer to be able to do that, and they don't.
Who lives there?
Because they've grown up trusting their foster carers.
Big boy.
And then they see that their foster carers trust the adopters. And that's what makes it work.
Go show Becky your new bedroom before we go.
Which way is it? Oh, fabulous. Hey, you got a fabulous room.
Never. Which is a big cot now, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Give me a kiss, because I'm going. Love you.
You have?
Bye,
Give me a
darling.
kiss. You got...
Oh, that's lovely when he'll do this.
You got
You
a
can go off
fabulous
feeling
bedroom, you have.
so much happier.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going. So I'll see you tonight.
Come on.
I think he'll be fine.
Kids are very adaptable, and Tommy certainly
I think
is.
we'll be worse than him.
How will you be, Jim?
Oh, well, I get upset thinking about him going, so I don't want to go there.
We're diving in. You're diving in the ball pit, weren't you?
We brought him up from being 3 days old, so, you know, you can't help yourself, can you? I think
I think we've done okay with him. I said so myself.
if you can't love him, then you've not done your job properly, have you? You know.
Last night, Lauren and Liam's details were taken out to a potential adopter.
So, birthday meal last night, family meal. On the way there, I had a missed call from Anne. And I thought I'll ring her back when I pull into the car park at the restaurant. I rang her back and it was Anne's message saying it's good news and they want the little boy and girl. And I just held the phone, looked at my husband and burst out crying. Couldn't believe it. And he just started laughing. And he said, I'll get the kids into the restaurant. He said, you have a minute. And then I walked back into the restaurant and I couldn't stop the tears, really happy tears. And the kids said, are you okay? I said, I'm absolutely fine. And they said, happy birthday, Mum. So, yeah, super birthday, believe it or not. Oh, my God. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see my eyes puffy. Let's go and see Kim. Might as well get all the tears out in this first 20 minutes of my day. Oh.
Listen. I can't.
I know.
And based on what she said as well, what does fostering mean? Nobody wants us.
I know. And somebody wants them now, so it's fab, isn't it?
It is.
Hiya, Debbie, it's Annette. They've said yeah. You want to adopt them? Yeah? She'll sit down. I know, honestly, don't go there. We've been exactly the same.
It was like the best thing that could ever happen had just taken place.
I know, so honestly, Debbie, I couldn't wait to tell you, but it's just so vitally important that the kids don't learn anything, so at least until panel anyway. I hope these are tears of joy.
How far they're willing to go with that.
She's very, very happy. One very happy foster carer.
You go through so much with them. You want the best for them. But I think next time I wouldn't like to keep a child as long as 2.5 years. I think you become too attached. I think you grow to love them like your own. I think it's going to be difficult. Move them on. For being truthful.
Lauren and Liam's potential adopters will now begin to be prepared for the panel. For Tommy, it's time to move on.
So today is the transfer. He moves from being in foster care to moving to his adoptive placement today. For the child, it's just another day. For foster carers, it's really hard. They've raised this little boy for the last 2 years. So we need to do it quickly because children pick up on it. It can appear quite an abrupt thing, but it really is just a case of they arrive and they leave. Right, just go, folks. Yeah, all right.
See you later.
You know, I mean, I get it in my head, I'm going to pass him over, I'm not going to get upset. It doesn't work. And it doesn't go any easier, however many times you do it. But he loved Brian. He did, he loved him. And Brian was as bad as me, really, when he went.
Can I just, on behalf of Tommy, say thank you to you all for everything you've done for him?
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, really.
Oh, it's been lovely.
No, that's an elephant.
The first few days, it was like tiring.
Big shock to the system.
Yeah, you think you're prepared for it, but you're not. Tiring.
Very tiring,
But, Well, then you can't imagine it without, can you?
No.
What's that? No. That's a frog.
Can't imagine life without him now, can we?
No, it's like he's always been here.
To brush your teeth. Good night, Tom. Love you.
Is that got adoption or long to foster care?
It's adoption, they're going to be your mum and dad. That's your daddy. And that's your mummy. It's a lot harder with older children because they become very frightened.
What if they don't like me?
Lauren, they'll like you, I promise. They're probably worried that you're not going to like them as well.
As Lauren and Liam prepare to finally meet their new parents, another baby is taken into care.
I feel like murdering someone.